Alright, so here's the file. So what I'm going to do is select it, press 1. Alright, channel box. I'm going to select all of it again. And notice that there's keyframes. Like this one, this one, yeah. See? This one as well. I'm gonna go select it, and then I'm gonna go down here. These are keyframes. This one, so I'm going this and this. Here, right click, delete. I'm gonna select all of it, and I'm gonna wipe out the history. Alright, so from there, I noticed something's going on. This here, I would immediately give it a name. Double click, name it curved blade. Alright, curved blade. You select it, edit, ungroup. Wait, what just happened? Huh, it won't let me ungroup it. Ungroup. Okay, now I ungrouped it. Again, that's edit, ungroup. For now, you want to be, for now, with this intro class, I would ungroup things. Things can and will go wrong. When things are grouped and accidentally moving things without the top layer group being selected. So like this one here, this, I don't know what this would be called. I don't know. What is this called? Blade foundation or blade base? Base of blade. This is the base holder. Maybe I'll need a blade base. I don't know, man. Anyway, edit, ungroup. Select from the top, edit, ungroup. This, get rid of that. It's empty. This, should name it staff. Alright, here, edit, and delete unused layers in case there's any unused layers. Alright, right click, select objects. Okay, so that is for that. I'm gonna double click this name and I'm gonna do Control C. I'm gonna go in here, double click, I'm gonna press delete underscore, and I'm just gonna copy the name of the what I just copied and paste it in here and save. Select objects. Alright, so that is for that. I'm gonna just double click here, underscore curved blade underscore save. Whatever you do, don't do things like selecting it and doing a Control C, Control V. Don't do this where it says pasted, where you do Control C, Control V. It's not like in Microsoft Word or other programs when you do Control C, Control V. The only time you do Control C, Control V in the 3D software is copying and pasting names, but that's it. Not for assets, because it makes these little groupings and it makes the naming conventions all messed up with this pasted wording, and later on it develops a bad habit of copy and pasting the wrong way for complicated models, right? So I highly recommend not doing that. Yeah, I've seen students' projects get blown up when that happens. So if you're gonna copy, just do a Control D as in David. See, it's fresh and it's clean, and the naming convention just adds a 1. See? So avoid Control C, Control V at all cost. Only time you do that is for copying names. Alright. Then I notice here, I'm gonna select this curved blade. I'm gonna do a Control 1, just so I only see this. I have isolate on. So whatever I select and I do a Control 1, it will only show that thing I selected. And then to get out of it, you do Control 1 again to toggle. So Control 1, I only see this. I noticed this right here. See? This, the pivot point, it's in the middle, right, of the grid line, which is great, but the midline of the actual object is not. See? So that causes issues. So what should be done is I'm going to go and with the curved blade selected, I'm in the top view, press D as in David. Don't mind this coloration. So I press D as in David to make it moving the pivot point around. I'm going to hold V as in Victor, and it's going to snap to the like the edges or vertices of the object. There, I let go. Right. If I undo it, you hold V as in Victor, see how it changes. Go over to the arrow handles and just snap it like that, press W to get out. Since now the pivot point and the midpoint are aligned, right? Now I can safely align it to the middle grid line. I hold X as an X-ray. I'm in object mode, which is green. Hold X as an X-ray, which is for grid snapping up here. And I'm gonna grab the arrow and snap it. Now it is right on the edge. Select it. I'm gonna wipe out the transform values. Boom. Now it's clean. It's 5, Alt 5. Alright, the other issue I noticed is the cameras. Right, you got the right and right, both cameras. This should be your front camera. But I noticed, oh, this one here is still set to isolate top. So Control 1 to make it normal. Here, this should be orthographic front, but I don't see the front camera. If I were to select this icon, this tells me what camera this is, obviously, but I can verify it through here as well. So this is this and this. What I want to do is I need this to be back to front. I'm gonna go up here, grab the front camera, and then maybe panels, perspective. See, this is strange. This is set to front. Perspective. This front camera should be actually in here, but it's not anymore. So if I click and select the front, panels, or view, so I'm going to select the front view, and panels, look through selected. So whatever I selected, front camera, panels, is gonna look through the selected, so it's gonna force me to do so. Boom. So now this is the front, but this is the front official orthographic camera, but it is set to being able to look in all 3D, right? So that's not good. To undo this, right click on it, on the cube, click on orthographic. So because that was turned off, press F. Now we're back to here. This camera, right now, this and this are linked up. It looks like to be linked up. But what I'll do is panels, perspective, perspective. There, now everything's set to default. Front, side, perspective, top. And if you try to go in here, workspace, reset, that doesn't work either, because I already tried it. You want to have things default, because as you can see on my end, it throws me off really hard. So please, when files are sent back to me, have these corrected. Understandably, you know, you weren't aware of how to correct it, but now you can see how to correct the cameras. So yeah, it just makes my job of looking through files much easier. Alright. Press 5. This here should be on this on display layer. Click on that, double click, underscore, image, plane, save. Just gonna hide it. Alt 5. Alright. Control 1. This is very thin. It's very thin. So right click, vertex mode. I have object Z selected for forward and back. I'm gonna select, press 4 for wireframe. From out here, I'm gonna do a click, left click and drag to grab that again, like that. What I want to do is first, this tapering is okay, but I want things to be controlled. For right now, press R, and I'm gonna squeeze again from here, squeeze, so it makes it straight, press W to get out of the scale tool. And since I'm in object Z symmetry, if I were to push, it'll, you know, do this. You want to have more space, like that much, even though it is a blade. And when you render and stuff, it can start giving artifacts, because potentially give artifacts, because because of the fact that before it was so close, you know, super close, and the shading gets kind of jacked up. But the shading can be fixed using the soften harden edges, but towards the end I noticed that this part starts to get not cooperating, so it's better to just fatten it up a bit more, like that. Not only that, but it just looks stronger aesthetically. I'm going to click outside, right click object mode, kick it out. I'm going to hide the blade base. I'm going to give it a color. I don't know what is what. Curved blade. Alright. I noticed where there's a lot of geometry, some of these are redundant, not needed. Oh, this is not good. Vertex mode, press 4, press R, flatten it. So again, like that. Here, flatten it. This right here, select like that. From this scale gizmo, flatten it, grab that. Scale gizmo, flatten it, grab that, flatten it. What I'm doing is I'm trying to making it so that it's not, the mesh is not compromised. Alright, so there's a whole bunch of lines going on. For example, I'd say this and this. Shift right click, merge to center. This and this. Shift right click, merge to center. I can grab this, grab that. So I'm holding, I do a marquee select, box select. I hold shift, which selects both. Then if I press G as in George, it repeats the last command. Grab both like that, press G as in George, boom. So as you can see, it still maintains the overall shape, and you cut down on unnecessary geometry, because there's, for every game asset or in whatnot, there's a poly count of how many each asset is allowed to have, or in general. Not only that, but just maximizing efficiency in terms of polygons you need, polygons you don't. Okay, so that was here, and even down here, grab these, press G as in George, something like that. G as in George, G as in George, G as in George. See how clean that is? It just reads well too. Grab that, press W, pump that out a bit, maintain its curvature, its stylistic design. See? This right here, grab these, press G as in George, G as in George, G as in George, G as in George. These, alright, I'm always looking out for things like this. See? But that's what I'm doing in terms of scanning it. I'm gonna turn the symmetry back on. Object Z. Alright. Like right here. G as in George. Oh no, it doesn't want to do it. Shift right click and hold. Merge vertices, merge to center. Press G. 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 See? This I have to keep because of the angle. This though, I would do Control Shift and hold. So hold down Control, hold down Shift. Now it turns into a, see this slide. Okay, I'm gonna keep this and this because this looks like a predefined shape. I don't want to mess with it. This here is jutting out, so I'm just gonna pull it back a bit. This here needs to be up here. What I could do is maybe go like that. But this is ultra stretched, so maybe I'm thinking grab that. Hold on Control, hold on Shift, slide it down a bit. Okay, I'll grab like that. Hold on Control, hold on Shift, and just make it like that. Grab it like that, Control Shift, slide it down. Grab that, Control Shift, slide it down. So there's edge flow. Grab all of it like that, hold on Shift, slide it down. And grab that, Control Shift, slide it back up a bit so you have a balanced curvature. Grab this, pump it, push it out like that. Just regular pushing, no sliding. Alright, good. I'll grab both of these, Control Shift, slide it down. Grab this, Control Shift, slide it down. Grab this, Control Shift, slide it down. Like that, Control Shift, slide it down. Control Shift, slide it down. Grab this, Control Shift, slide. Control Shift, slide. Control Shift, slide. Grab that, Control Shift, slide. Control Shift, slide. Grab that, Control Shift, slide. Control Shift, slide. Control Shift, slide. Good. Grab this, Control Shift, slide. Push it back a bit, just regular push. Space, space. Grab like that, press F, zoom out a bit, kick it out. Right click, object mode,